This is from producer Aslano. As it happens, I am currently in Wuhan, China. I even had to go to the hospital in the beginning of January just as reports of the virus started. That was quite the experience. My wife thought it was much nicer than in Ukraine, though. I cracked some ribs. This is our producer. I cracked some ribs ziplining in Thailand over the holidays. Had to get it checked as it was hurting more than it should. No damage, but the hospital has everyone stacked together waiting for CT scans. We had to walk through an emergency ward and wait, with the very sick standing all together, kind of like in a subway. The conditions are ripe for mass spread of any disease. And the habits here do not help. It is commonplace in China to cough without covering your mouth. They will walk down the street, they being Chiners, they will walk down the street, in the grocery store, subway, anywhere, and just cough on everything. They cough so much and so hard, it's common to have phlegm come up. This, of course, is just spat out right then and there, on the floor, on the street, or even beside the table at the restaurant. In restaurants, bones or undesirable things are just spat out right there on the table. Not in a napkin or on a dish, on the table. I really don't think the washcloth they use to clean the table has any bleach or anything other than disease from all the tables. Wuhan has about 11 million people. It's on the confluence of the Yangtze and the Han rivers. They call it the Chicago of China, but I consider it to be closer to Detroit. This city has the largest French investment in China, with Renault being a huge influence. Auto manufacturing, steel, and other heavy industry is very prevalent here. It's about to have the world's largest memory fab. Semiconductor industry becoming a big player here. Although it is half the size of Shanghai, it has a larger area of about 1,000 square miles. I can tell you, since I live in both cities, Wuhan is huge. My clients are scanning for fever as you enter. If you're okay, you get a daily color-coded health smiley sticker. My main client had an employee come down with the virus. We were advised not to come on site due to the health and safety concerns. My company is now shipping the local employees surgical masks because you can't get any here. The Lunar New Year holiday, which is coming up, is akin to our Christmas and New Year break. Most people will travel back to their hometowns to spend it with their parents and relatives. Many Chinese have moved all over the country to have better jobs. They estimate 1 billion trips will be made over this holiday season. I'm adding to it as well, as I'm going back to Shanghai on the first Thursday of the week and then off to Japan for some skiing after the zip lining in Thailand. What else? And I got a follow-up email from him. He just got out before they closed the entire city down. And regarding that, an article from Nature magazine from 2017, February 2017. This is the article I'm reading from it. Inside the Chinese lab poised to study world's most dangerous pathogens. And guess what they study there? I don't have to tell you, do I? Coronavirus. So all this, it was the market, and maybe it was, but it seems like something may have gotten out. One of the workers may have been contaminated.
Sure.
I am not too worried. All of these things. Yeah, people die. Yes, I'm sure we'll have hundreds of people die. People die from flu. People die from all kinds of diseases.
30,000 flu deaths a year, usually. Yeah,
and it's not from the flu. It's from pneumonia. However, pay attention to the M5M. This report, I think, is important because in the context of the U.S.-China relations, their stock market value, this is rather significant.
A new viral outbreak from China is spreading around the world. Countries like the US, Japan and Thailand have confirmed cases. And on Wednesday, a Chinese health official has said the virus is adapting and mutating. So what exactly do we know about this flu-like virus? Health officials now say it can be passed from person to person. So far, hundreds of cases have been confirmed and several people have died. Symptoms include fever, coughing and difficulty breathing and can lead to pneumonia. The exact origin is unknown, though Chinese officials have linked the outbreak to a seafood market in the city of Wuhan. All of the deaths so far have been in that central Chinese city. It's also home to a Foxconn plant, which is a key supplier to Apple, and it's hosting Olympic qualifiers for women's soccer next month. Things to look out for next will be what happens over Chinese New Year and whether fear takes its toll on the global economy. Millions of people are preparing to travel around China and abroad for the New Year celebrations, raising the risk of a wider contagion. Fear of a pandemic has also sent chills through the markets. Investors are comparing it to China's 2003 SARS outbreak that killed nearly 800 people and, by some estimates, caused $40 billion in global economic losses. Aviation and luxury goods stocks have already been hit particularly hard, with concerns it could deter Chinese consumers from traveling or shopping.
So that, already the Chinese on their social media are saying, this is clearly the Americans. They planted a virus to bring us down. I'd love that you're just as conspiratorial as we are. My favorite, though, is the patent for coronavirus, which is patent number 10130701, issued November 20th, 2018, for a firm that researches this in the United Kingdom. I really don't think that this is some biological weapon that the government has released. All I would say is, make sure if you get the virus, you get the patented one. You don't want a knockoff from China. You want the actual coronavirus so you can be cool with everybody else. And look for the hazmat suits everywhere. It's going to be great. And it's not going to be a big deal, except on the M5M, a great breakaway story for the impeachment because, it'll get us all excited about something.
Got to do something.
Yeah. So so that's, I don't think there's just much to be worried about at all.